Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're jumping right into WhiteBox AI. This is your guide to getting started with a platform that's all about bringing total transparency to your AI systems.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your AI model is just a black box? You've built it, you've pushed it to production, but what is it actually doing under the hood? When it spits out a decision, can you really explain why it made that choice? For so many of us, that's a massive headache.
Well, that's exactly where WhiteBox AI comes in. It's built to hand you the keys to that black box, to crack it wide open and turn it into something you can actually understand and, more importantly, trust.
All right, so first up, what is WhiteBox AI? Think of it as your AI command center. It's the one place you can go to get a complete view of everything that's happening with your models.
So, what can you actually do in this command center? Well, first off, you can monitor your models in production, like in real time, to see how they're doing. You can explain how they're making decisions, the why behind the what. You can detect when things start to go sideways, like when your models drift or degrade. And, this is a big one, you can audit your models for bias and fairness and make sure you can comply with all the growing AI regulations. It's really the whole package for AI observability.
Okay, let's get practical. Section 2, getting your models in. This is your very first step. Seriously, everything starts right here with registering your model. It's the foundation for, well, everything else. The second it's in the system, WhiteBox AI can start working its magic, and you're about to see just how simple it really is. The whole process is basically a 5-step wizard. Super easy. First, you just provide some basic info. Give your model a name, tell us what type it is. Then you add some metadata, like what it's trying to predict and what features it uses. Step 3, you set your baseline metrics. Think accuracy, F1 score, so we have something to compare against later. Fourth, you configure monitoring. Just set a sampling rate, flip the switch on, and finally, you just review it all and hit submit. Boom, you get your model ID, and you are officially in business.
All right, section 3. Now that your model's in, we get to the really cool stuff, monitoring and explaining predictions. This is where we go from just knowing what it predicted to why.
So what are we even talking about when we say model explanations? It's simple, really. They show you why a model made a specific call. They break it all down, showing you which features push the decision one way or the other. This is how you build trust.
Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's a SHAP explanation for a fraud model, and it makes this whole thing so concrete. The model's baseline guess was 20%, but then a high transaction amount, that bumps the risk up by 0.45. The time of day was a little weird, so that adds another 0.15. But hey, it was a trusted merchant, so that brings the risk back down by 0.12. You can literally just add it all up yourself and see how it got to that final 68% prediction. It's completely transparent.
So, WhiteBox AI gives you 2 awesome ways to get these explanations. There's SHAP, which is what we just saw. It's super detailed, shows you how every single feature played a part. It's great for when you need to do a really deep dive. Then you've got Lime. Think of Lime as the quick and easy version. It's fantastic for getting a fast, intuitive gut check on a single prediction. 2 great tools for different jobs.
All right, let's level up. We're moving on to detecting drift and bias. This is all about proactive problem solving. We're not just looking at single predictions anymore. We're looking for bigger, sneakier problems that can develop over time.
First up, what is model drift? Okay, imagine you trained a model to predict umbrella sales based on last year's weather, but this year there's a drought. Your model's going to get it wrong, right? That's drift. It's when the real world changes and the new data your model is seeing just doesn't look like its training data anymore. Its performance starts to degrade, and you need to know about it. And yeah, WhiteBox AI catches this for you automatically. And the best part is, when you get a drift alert, you're not just left hanging. WhiteBox AI gives you a clear plan. You review the report to see exactly which features are drifting. Then, you investigate the cause. Is it a business change? A data problem? Then, you take action. Maybe you just monitor it, or maybe you need to retrain immediately. And finally, you update the model. It's a clear step-by-step process to get things back on track. Next, let's talk about something incredibly important: bias in machine learning. This happens when a model starts producing unfair results for different groups of people, based on things like gender or age. And let's be clear, this is not just about ticking a compliance box. This is about fundamental fairness. And look at this. This is a perfect example of a fairness audit report. It's for a loan approval model. You see that big red fail next to demographic parity? You can't miss it, and it tells you exactly why.
the approval rate for women is only 72% of the rate for men, which is way outside the acceptable range. It's this kind of crystal clear, data-driven insight that lets you actually find and fix these critical issues.
Okay, Section 5, Alerts and Reporting. Because what good is all this info if you don't see it? This is about staying informed and in control.
This is awesome. You can create custom alerts for pretty much anything. Want a notification the second your model's accuracy dips below 95%? Done. Want a heads up if a drift score suddenly spikes? You got it. You set the rules, and WhiteBox AI keeps an eye on things for you 24/7.
And when it's time to share what you found, there's a report for every single need. You've got your performance report, your drift report, fairness, compliance, even specific ones for LLMs, and of course, a nice, clean executive summary. Whatever you need to show and whoever you need to show it to, there's a report ready to go. All right, let's bring it all home. We'll wrap up with some key takeaways and best practices to really make WhiteBox AI your AI command center.
So a few quick tips to really succeed. First, use descriptive names and tags for your models. Trust me, it helps. Make it a habit to glance at your dashboard every day to catch anything weird. When you're setting up alerts, maybe start with slightly higher thresholds and then tune them over time as you see what's normal. Oh, and definitely run those fairness audits regularly, especially when you retrain a model. And of course, share what you find with your stakeholders.
Look, here's the bottom line. WhiteBox AI is all about changing how you manage your models. It's about moving from a reactive, oh no, something broke mode, to a proactive, transparent, and collaborative process. It's about giving your whole team confidence in the AI you're building.
So, the black box is officially open. The tools are in your hands. Now the only question is, what are you going to discover?